Hmm. Hey, what's up, family, friends, YouTube viewers? Happy Saturday. I know I'm late today this morning. I didn't come on early, but I'm here. If you're tuning in, say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I hope you're having a good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are. And I am going to read page 49 to 48 on lesson 3 because this coming week is talking about initiative and leadership. Hey, honey. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Martin Milligan, if you don't know him, do follow him. He even has his own YouTube channel, and that's where some of the information I got. So, okay. And please let me know if you can hear me all right. I appreciate it. Okay. Initiative and leadership. You can do it if you believe you can. Before you proceed to the mastery of this lesson, your attention is directed to the fact that there is perfect coordination of thought running throughout this course. You will observe that the entire 15 lessons harmonize and blend with each other so that they constitute a perfect chain that has been built link by link out of the factors that enter into the development of power through thorough, organized effort. You will observe also the same fundamental principle of applied psychology, form, and foundation of each of these 15 lessons, although different application is made of these principles in each of the lessons. This lesson on initiative and leadership follows a lesson on self-confidence, for the reason that no one could become an efficient leader or take the initiative in any great undertaking without belief in himself. Initiative and leadership are associated terms in this lesson. For the reason the leadership is essential for the attainment of success, and initiative is the very foundation upon which this necessary quality of leadership is built. Initiative is an essential to success, as a hub is essential to a wagon wheel. And what is initiative? Hey, Ready Red. Thank you. And Joanne, how you doing, beautiful? Oh, and before I go in further reading, I am going to say my affirmation real quick, because this is something to do on a day-to-day basis. I believe in myself. I believe in those who work with me. I believe in my employer. I believe in my friends. I believe in my family. I believe that God will lend me everything I need with which to succeed if I do my best to earn it through faithful and honest service. I believe in prayer, and I will never close my eyes in sleep without praying for divine guidance to the end that I will be patient with other people and tolerant with those who do not believe as I do. I believe that success is the result of intellect, effort, and does not upon or depend upon luck or sharp practices or double-crossing friends, fellow men, or my employer. I believe I will get out of life exactly what I put into it. Therefore, I will be careful to conduct myself toward others as I would want them to act toward me. I will not slander those whom I do not like. I will not slight my work no matter what I may see others doing. I will render the best service of which I am capable because I have pledged myself to succeed in life. And I know that success is always a result of consciousness and efficient effort. Finally, I will forgive those who offend me because I realize that I will sometimes offend others, and I will need their forgiveness. Signed, Melissa Osborne. Hey, Jason, nice to see you. Thank you. Okay, so what is initiative? It is the exceedingly rare quality that prompts, nay, impels a person to do that which ought to be done without being told to do it. Albert Hubbard expressed himself on the subject of initiative in these words: "The world bestows its big prizes, both in money and honors, for one thing, and that is initiative. What is initiative? I'll tell you, it is doing the right thing without being told. But next to doing the right thing without being told is to do it when you are told once. That is to say, carrying the message to Garcia. Those who can carry a message get high honors, but their pay is not always in proportion. Next, there are those who do the right thing only when necessity kicks them from behind, and these get indifferent instead of honors and a pittance for pay. This kind spend of the time polishing a bench with a hard luck story. Then still lower down in the scale than this, we have the fellow who will not do the right thing even when someone goes along to show him how, and stays to see that he does it. He's always out of a job and receives the contempt he deserves unless he has a rich parent, in which case destiny patiently awaits around the corner with a stuffed club. To which class do you belong? Inasmuch as you will be expected to take inventory of yourself and determine which of the 15 factors of this course you need most. After you have completed the 15 lesson, it will be well if you begin to get ready for the analysts by answering the questions that Albert Hubbard has asked. To which class do you belong? One of the particularities of leadership is the fact that it is never found in those who have not acquired the habit of taking the initiative. Leadership is something that you must invite yourself into. It will never thrust itself upon you. If you will carefully analyze all leaders whom you know, you will see that they not only exercised initiative, but they went about their work with a definite purpose in mind. You will also see that they possessed that quality described in the second lesson of this course, self-confidence. These factors are mentioned in this lesson because it will profit you to observe that successful people make use of all the factors covered by the 15 lessons of the course, and for the more important reason that it will profit you to thoroughly understand the principle of organized effort, which this reading course is intended to establish in your mind. This seems in an appropriate place to state that this shortcut is not intended as a shortcut to success, nor is it intended as a mechanical formula that you may use in noteworthy achievement without effort on your part. Leadership is never found in those who have not acquired the habit of taking the initiative. The real value of the course lies in the use that you will make of it, and not in the course itself. The chief purpose of the course is to help you develop in yourself the 15 qualities covered by the 15 lessons of the course, and one of the most important of these qualities is initiative, the subject of this lesson. We will now proceed to apply the principle upon which lesson is found by describing in detail just how it served to successfully complete a business transaction, which most people would call difficult. In 1916, I needed $25,000, which was to create an educational institution, but I had neither this sum nor sufficient collateral with which to borrow it through the usual bank sources. Did I bemoan my fate or think of what I might accomplish if some rich relative or good Samaritan would come to my rescue by loaning me the necessary capital? I did nothing of the sort. I did just what you will be advised throughout this course to do. First of all, I made the securing of this capital by definite purpose. Second, I laid out a complete plan through which to transform this purpose into reality. Backed by sufficient self-confidence and spurred on by initiative, I proceeded to put my plan into action. But before the action stage of the plan had been reached, more than 6 weeks of constant, persistent study and effort and thought were embodied in it. If a plan is to be sound, it must be built of carefully chosen material. You will here observe the application of the principle of organized effort, through the operation of which it is possible for one to ally or associate several interests in such a way that each of these interests is greatly strengthened, and each supports all the others, just as one link in a chain supports all the other links. I wanted this 25,000 in capital for the purpose of creating a school of advertising and salesmanship. Two things were necessary for the organization of such a school. One was the $25,000 capital, which I did not have, and the other was the proper course of instructions, which I did not have. My problem was to ally myself with some group of men who needed that which I had and who would supply the $25,000. This alliance had to be made through a plan that would benefit all concerned. After my plan had been completed and I satisfied that it was equitable and sound, I laid it before the owner of a well-known and reputable business colleague, whose owner was finding competition quite keen and was badly in need of a plan for meeting this competition. My plan was presented in about these words: whereas you have one of the most reputable business colleagues in the city, and whereas you need some plan with which to meet the stiff competition in your field, and whereas your good reputation has provided you with all the credit you need, and whereas I have the plan that will help you meet this competition successfully. Be it resolved that we ally ourselves to a plan that will give you that which you need, and at the same time supply me with something which I need. Then I proceeded to unfold my plan further in these words: I have written a very practical course in advertising and salesmanship. Having built this course out of my actual experience in training and directing salesmen and my experience in planning and directing my successful advertising campaigns, I have back of it plenty of evidence of its soundness. If you will use your credit in helping market this course, I will place it in your business colleague as one of your regular departments of your curriculum and take entire charge of this newly created department. No other business colleague in the city will be able to meet your competition for the reason that no other colleague has such a course as this. The advertising you do in marketing, this course will serve also to stimulate the demand for your regular business course. You may charge the entire amount that you spend for this advertising to my department, and the advertising bill will be paid out of the department, leaving you the accumulative advantage that will accrue to your other departments without cost to you. Now, I suppose you will want to know where I profit by this transaction, and I will tell you. I want you to enter into a contract with me in which it will be agreed that when the cash receipts from my department equal the amount that you have paid out or contracted to pay out for advertising, my department and my course in advertising and salesmanship become my own, and I may have the privilege of separating this department from your school and running it under my own name. You must capture and keep the heart of the original and supremely able man before his brain can do its best. Andrew Carnegie. The plan was agreeable, and the contract was closed. Please keep in mind that my definite purpose was to secure the use of the $25,000 for which I had no security to offer. In a little less than a year, the business colleague had paid out slightly more than $25,000 for advertising and marketing my course and the other expenses incidental to the operation of this newly organized department. While the department had collected and turned back to the colleague in tuition fees a sum equaling the amount of the colleague had spent, and I took the department over as a going and self-sustaining business, according to the terms of my contract. As a matter of fact, this newly created department not only served to attract students for the other departments of the college, but at the same time, the tuition fees collected through this new department was sufficient to place it on self-sustaining basis before the end of the first year. Now you can see that while the colleague did not loan me 1 penny of actual capital, it nevertheless supplied me with credit that served exactly the same purpose. I said that my plan was founded upon equity, that it contemplated a benefit to all parties concerned. The benefit acquiring to me was the use of the 25,000, which resulted in an established and self-sustaining business by the end of the first year. The benefit acquiring to the colleague was the student securing for its regular commercial and business course as a result of the money spent in advertising. My department, all advertising has been or having been done under the name of the colleague. Today, that business colleague is one of the most successful schools of its kind, and it stands as a moment of sound evidence with which to demonstrate the value of allied effort. This incident has been related not alone because it shows the value of initiative and leadership, but because it leads up to the subject covered by the next lesson of this reading course on the law of success, which is imagination. There are generally many plans through the operation of which a desired object may be achieved, and it often happens to be true that the obvious and the usual methods employed are not the best. The usual method of procedure in the case related would have been that of borrowing from a bank. Now, where did I just... Okay. You can see that this method was impractical. In this case, for the reason that no collateral was available. A great philosopher once said, initiative is the pass key that opens the door to opportunity. I do not recall who the philosopher was, but I know that he was great because of the soundness of his statement. We will now proceed to the outline, that exact procedure that you must follow if you are to become a person of initiative and leadership. First, you must master the habit of procrastination and eliminate it from your makeup. This habit of putting off until tomorrow should have done. Okay, I got emotional. Should have done last week or last year or a score of years ago is gnawing at the very vitals of your being, and you can accomplish nothing until you throw it off. The method through which you eliminate procrastination is based upon a well-known and scientifically tested principle of psychology that has been referred to in the 2 preceding lessons of this course as autosuggestion. Copy the following formula and place it conspicuously in your room where you will see it as you retire at night and as you arise in the morning. Okay, initiative and leadership. Having chosen a definite purpose as my life work, I now understand it to be my duty to transform this purpose into reality. Therefore, I will form the habit of taking some definite action each day that will carry me one step nearer the attainment of my definite purpose. I know that procrastination is a deadly enemy of all who would become leaders in any undertaking, and I will eliminate this habit from my makeup by A, doing some one definite thing each day, something that ought to be done without anyone telling me to do it. B, looking around until I find at least one thing that I can do each day that I have not been in the habit of doing and that will be of value to others without expectation of pay. C, telling at least one person each day of value of practicing this habit of doing something that ought to be done without being told to do it. I can see that the muscles of the body become stronger in proportion to the extent to which they are used. Therefore, I understand that the habit of initiative also becomes fixed in proportion to the extent that it is practiced. I realize that the place to begin developing the habit of initiative is in the small, commonplace things connected with my daily work. Therefore, I will go at my work each day as if I were doing it solely for the purpose of developing this necessary habit of initiative. I understand that by practicing this habit of taking the initiative in connection with my daily work, I will be not only developing the habit, but I will also be attracting the attention of those who will place greater value on my service as a result of this practice. Signed, and I haven't signed it yet because I just got to this part. Hey, Donovan, nice to see you here. Okay, regardless what you are doing, every day brings you face to face with a chance to render some service outside of the course of your regular duties. It will be of value to others. In rendering this additional service of your own accord, you, of course, understand doing so with the objective of receiving monetary pay. You are rendering this service because it provides you with ways and means of exercising, developing, and making stronger the aggressive spirit of initiative that you must possess before you can ever become an outstanding figure in the affairs of your chosen field of life work. Those who, wow, my signal keeps cutting out, alone and who receives for their pay nothing but money are always underpaid, no matter how much they receive. Money is necessary, but the big prizes of life cannot be measured in dollars and cents. No amount of money could possibly be made to take the place of the happiness and joy and pride that belong to the person who digs a better ditch or builds a better chicken coop or sweeps a cleaner floor or cooks a better meal. Every normal person loves to create something that is better than the average. The joy of creating a work of art is a joy that cannot be replaced by money or any other form of material possession. I have in my employ a young lady who opens, sorts, and answers much of my personal mail. She began in my employ more than 3 years ago. And I was only going to finish. Okay. Then her duties were to take direction when she was asked to do so. Her salary was about the same as that which others received for similar service. One day, I dictated the following motto, which I asked her to write for me. Remember that your only limitation is the one that you set up in your own mind, which is very, very true. And I will finish from page 59 tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but if you do see me on YouTube, please subscribe, say hi to me. I like to see the comments. I will get back to you at a reasonable time. If you ever need my help or assistance, please feel free to reach out. And I thank you all, live viewers and replay viewers. Thank you. It means the world to me, the blessing that you come and spend this time with me while I read. And I hope that you get the initiative to take action on your dreams and go after what makes you happy in life. So you all have a good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are. Know that you're loved, you matter, no matter what profession you are in or whatever you do. There's only one of you. And my purpose in life is to spread love and joy and encouragement. That anybody could be a positive impact, but being consistent, taking action, and believing in themselves, no matter what anybody else says about them or thinks about them or even calls them, because it doesn't mean that defines them. And I am not perfect, and I'm far from it, but I'm learning to progress and be a better me by being around amazing souls like yourself that help me become a better me. So I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you on the next side. Toodaloo.